Well, good morning, you guys, and welcome back to Kid Zone. I am so thankful to be here with you once again this week. We are going to continue making our way through the stories of Jesus in the New Testament, and today's is a special one. It's about hidden treasure. So the story goes like this. One day, Jesus was telling people about God's kingdom, like he did a lot of the time. God's kingdom is wherever God is king, Jesus told them. It's wherever God is in charge. It's where he fills up your heart with his forever joy and happiness, and you're able to no longer run away from him, but start running toward him as you love him. But sometimes when Jesus shared these things with people, they couldn't understand them very well. Some people may not have been able to read or had never been to school, or they just didn't understand as well. So Jesus would help them out by telling them stories called parables. That's a big word that we use for Jesus simply taking a story and giving it a point, a lesson to it. So Jesus said to them this day, God's kingdom is like a hidden treasure. And then he told them this story. Once upon a time, there was a man working in a field, digging. So there he is, this man, he's digging, but what he doesn't know is that in that field, there is a buried treasure, a hidden treasure. So he's digging and he's digging and he's digging, and before you know it, sure enough, he heard a loud clunk as his shovel hit something in the ground. Of course, the man's like, what's this? Hello? So he picks it up, he digs it out of the ground, dusts it off, and it's a chest. It's rusted and it's locked, but as he pries it open, what he sees inside stuns him. It leaves him speechless. It takes his breath away because what is inside is beautiful, expensive, glittering, precious jewels. This man has found a treasure chest buried in the middle of this field. Well, of course, who wouldn't? He wants that treasure somehow, even if he has to sell everything he has so he can pay for it. He quickly buries the treasure back in the field again. He runs home and he sells everything he has. His table, his bed, his silverware, books, his kids' toys, everything. He takes the money from everything he sold and he goes back and he buys the entire field. Now, he owns the field, and the good news for him is he owns the treasure that is buried in it. He runs back and he digs up that treasure again. So Jesus said to the people, coming home to God is as wonderful as finding a treasure. You might have to dig before you find it. You might have to look before you see it. You might even have to give up everything before you get it. But being where God is, being in his kingdom, that's more important than anything else in the world. It is worth anything and everything that you have to give up, Jesus told them, because God is the real treasure. Well, God had a treasure too, of course, a treasure that he was separated from a long time ago. What was God's treasure, his most important thing that God loved most in all the world? Well, the good news is that you are God's treasure. All of us. God's treasure was his children. It's why Jesus came into the world, to find God's treasure and pay the price to win them back, to make a way back to this relationship with God. And Jesus was going to do it even if it costs him everything. We'll take some time today with the discussion questions, and I'll see you guys next week.